Well, Jason, congratulations to you on this new season. I absolutely love where Pat's journey goes without giving away too many spoilers. But I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I cannot wait for fans to see this. So,
Me
first of
too.
all, congratulations to you on this new season.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, so a large part of this season is seeing Dion's new friendship with the new kid, Brayden. And without giving away too many spoilers there, it got me thinking about how special those childhood friendships are in forming how a person is. And I'm curious if you remember your childhood friends at that age, if you still talk to them. I definitely do. All of my best girlfriends are from high school, but I'm curious what your experience was.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely talked to some of my friends from elementary school. I mean, I went to an elementary school that eventually went into the same upper school, so there were a lot of us from that initial class. But yeah, I mean, I think it's such a formative time in your life, and I also think you see people at their most honest, kind of. It's like before we've become self-conscious and gone, oh wait, I need to do this in order to make friends or to be cool, or I need to, like, you start to sort of plan your your attack on like social situations. And when you're a kid, you just are who you are. You're wild, you're embarrassing, there's no airs on. So when you see all of your friends, and you included, put those airs on as you try to like be cool, you're like, no, I remember. I know who you really are. At some degree, I know we all grow and change, but there's something really beautiful about seeing someone at that point in their life before they're self-conscious, and yeah, it creates an incredible bond.
Yeah, no, I love that answer so much. And again, without giving anything away, because Pat goes through such a journey this season, there's a really cool sequence in one of the episodes where your character has a foaming in the mouth and it's like a glowy goo. It got me thinking, what was that like on set for you? How long did you have to film that sequence? What did that taste like? Because I love geeking out about filmmaking, and I felt for you as an actor during that sequence.
I will say the taste was sort of, it was the closest thing I could say is that it was like a lemon lime Gatorade. It was like sort of sour and like lemony and refreshing. It was a little sticky afterwards, but I actually quite liked the taste of the foam in my mouth. So I was like, let's get some more. It wasn't that bad.
So the lemon lime, it actually matched the color of it then.
Yeah, exactly. I think they may have bumped up the color a little bit to make it, but but yeah, but it was very tasty. I would have some right now if I had.
Oh my God, I love that. Because normally that stuff I feel like tastes gross for actors. You never know.
Yeah, the fake blood usually, even though there's sort of a minty thing, it feels like very rich, and it's disgusting after a while. But that was like Pop Rocks or something like that. It was great.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't not talk to you and not mention Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets is one of the best shows of all time, and Melanie is one of the best actors working today. Incredible in Yellow Jackets and Don't Look Up.
I
I'm
agree.
watching the show, and nothing could have prepared me for anything that happened and during the finale. I'm curious for you, did you know what was going to happen, or did you watch the episodes and were surprised like the rest of us?
I knew some things, but when I watched the season, I realized how much Melanie had like saved me from certain spoilers. I'm a little bit like Guy Pearce in Memento, and like my family, we can just say spoilers to each other all the time, and then we forget by the time we see the movie, and then we're like, oh yeah, someone did tell me that would happen, but it doesn't ruin it like it does for some people. But Melanie really kept most of it, especially most of the big things, under her hat. So I was very surprised by all of it. But I
Oh
love
my,
it. It's so good.
oh, she's so amazing, and Don't Look Up to just everything. Well, I know this was based off of a comic book series by Dennis Liu, and I always read the Archie comics growing up, Betty and Veronica, Riverdale. I'm curious if you were a comic book nerd or read any comic books when you were growing up or still do today.
Well, to be honest, I also read a lot of Archie and Betty and Veronica and Jughead, and I like the cartoons, and I like that whole world. I also read a lot of like Casper and that whole, all those like little red baby Huey, all those guys. But and then the in terms of like superhero things that are more in line with Raising Dion, the Green Lantern was the one that I liked the most. For some reason, I latched onto him the most. I just thought it was cool to have a ring that could do anything. Not that I was like wearing lots of rings back then, but there just was something cool. You know, this power that sort of changed, as opposed to like, I do hard punches, or like I have cool tools. It was like he had to think of a solution, and so I really liked that. And I've always loved comic books and then graphic novels growing up. It's a type of storytelling that it's easy for me to latch onto. I always had trouble, you know, I'm the kind of book reader that I will get halfway down a page and go, I forgot everything. I got to go back up and read it. And it's it's a long process. I can do it. I can read books. But the visual aspect of comic books has always really grabbed me, and I can breeze through even quite a thick graphic novel pretty quickly.
Oh my gosh, Jake, I feel like this is the most fun and like the most laughter I've had in an interview in so long. This is so much fun to chat with you today. I love the Guy Pearce Memento shout out too. I'm like, with your memory, I'm like, it's just so funny that you mentioned that. I love Christopher Nolan. Jason, thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait for fans to see Pat and see his new haircut in this season 2, which was stay all the way through the end credits, everybody. But
that's very important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jason, thank you so much for your time today, and I appreciate your wife Melanie is incredible, so give her my best.
I definitely will. She's awesome.
Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, Alisha in Rome, first of all, congratulations on this new season. I enjoyed every single minute of it. I was so happy that Nicole finally got some happiness this season with Tevin. And I'm honestly just curious if the two of you had a chemistry reading and when the two of you first met prior to filming. So Alisha, I want to begin with you.
No, we didn't have a chemistry read, but we actually met on set to shoot that espresso scene, and you know, it just kind of worked off the bat. Like I had I don't even think, Rome, were you in the table reads? I can't even remember. I think he was like just coming off another shoot, like we weren't entirely sure we could get him, but it all worked out in the end. And so I didn't actually see him, even like we didn't even Zoom or anything until we shot it, and it kind of worked, because it's not like our characters had to know each other or anything like that. And it did bring that element of surprise, but I'm really grateful that they expanded this sort of personal aspect of Nicole's story. And not only that, but Tevin's character plays such a larger role than just like a romantic love interest, because Nicole does have a son. So he should also like be woven into it. And I'm glad that he is a powered person, because you know, I have this full theory that if you have trauma from previous relationships, you can only fix that trauma by reconfronting something like that again and healing from it. And so, you know, she is forced to be around a powered person. I'm glad that it is Tevin, because she ultimately understands that not everyone is the same, and you don't have to carry baggage from one bad person to your next good person. And he's kind of the best case of what it can be, you know, for things to go well for her. So for that, we're happy.
Yeah, Rome, I thought you were such a fabulous addition to this season. Can you elaborate on what it was like to step into this awesome series that has already been established, and what it was like, you know, working with Alisha?
You know, it was seamless. And they didn't make it hard for me. You know, the writing is good. The tone of the show is good. The actors are amazing. You know, Alicia's amazing. You know, sometimes you don't have that opportunity to step into a show where things are really rolling already. You know, all I had to do was be prepared and be open and to be willing to be present with Alisha, and you know, and with Dion, that it translated well. I mean, like she said, we didn't do any chemistry reads. I knew who she was, because I had watched the show. And so it's kind of interesting, because that's what happens. I mean, we met literally the first time we met basically
was when our characters met.
When our characters met. And so it was organic. It was like,
Yeah.
you didn't have to coach it up. You didn't have to figure out like, hey, what are we doing? It's like, this is what we're doing. And it ended up working out. I feel like over time the characters grew, and even over time, me and her, we became closer, working with each other. And those nights where it's just me and her working, and it's been a really cool journey to be able to be a part of a show that represents so many things that I care about.
100%. I love both of those answers. Last question for you both. In this season, a large part of the story is seeing Dion's friendship with the new kid, Brayden. Just got me thinking about my childhood friends and how important childhood friends are in shaping who a person is. So do the two of you still remember your childhood friends? Do you still have friendships with them? Mine was a girl named Becky, and I still talk with her occasionally, but I'm curious if you remember who those special childhood friends are. Alisha, I want to begin with you.
It's hard if you're the kind of kid that moved around a lot and like changed schools a lot. So I will say, like, once I hit high school, I still keep up with a lot of my friends that I know from high school. That being said, I absolutely do remember those relationships I had in middle school and in elementary school. And I think, like little girls and feeling like you have your little community of connection, I think is super important. And it's definitely like wild to think that, Dion has these two best friends that they form their triangle of justice. And I think, when I was in elementary school, I had two best girlfriends. It was the three of us together. Like, there's something really magical about three when you're a kid, so like you can't even get one-sided on stuff, because it's like I think 4 is challenging, 3 is kind of that sweet spot. And two people. So yeah, so at any rate, yeah, I absolutely remember those relationships. And I think, it's really nice to see that reflected in Dion, and that he has like a safe space of like little friends that love him and care about him. And yeah, Griffin, who plays Brayden, he's trying to be a new friend, but at the heart, he's a sweet, sweet kid that's just had a troubled past and needs a little bit of hand-holding.
Yeah, well, I love that they're wrapping me. I absolutely love the finale, your moment with him. It was just such a great moment. Congratulations to the both of you. I cannot wait for fans to see season 2 and see what Tevin and Nicole are like this season. Congratulations to the two of you, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.